Hi there everybody, welcome back. I've come on to use some of the products I bought from the craft show last week. So I've cut a couple of pieces of this super smooth card from Pink Frog Crafts, and I'm going to be using this lovely stencil from Honeydew Crafts. So it's called Spirals Stencil, and then this Mystical Bouquet one from Honeydew as well. So I'm not going to manage to get the full bit of stencil on, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay that down as straight as I think I can here. I'm not going to stick it down with anything. I could, but I'm not going to. And I'm going to use cracked pistachio and I think twisted citron as colours. So I'm going to just lightly go round with a bit of twisted citron, various bits. Around that other side as well. And another little bit down here. And I don't think it's moved. I thought it moved there, but I don't think it did. So just keep that there, and I'm going to get some twisted citron. I'm just going to change my brush. I think here. Let's see what was on that brush. I think that's fine. So just holding it down again. I'm not going to go into the middle at all. Just going to try and keep it all in on the spirally part on the outside. Now that's a wee bit brighter, but that's okay. We're just going to kind of merge that in with the cracked pistachio. So just holding that in place. Slightly. That's okay. Right, I'm going to go back over it with cracked pistachio again. I'll put my brush back there, and I'll go back to cracked pistachio. I mean, I could have used any colours, but I just fancied these ones. So I think it's slightly moved there. Let's just get it back in place again. Sure that's all back where it was. That's fine. Moved a wee bit again. Take it off, and that's pretty nice. I like that, really nice. So the next thing I want to do is just going to stamp with this right into the middle of that image, and it's really nice. I like the way that it came out. Now I've got a big block here. Where? Oh, sorry, didn't mean to bash that, folks. So I've got a big block here. And I'm wondering actually, before I do that, if I can just try and get this a bit more precise in the middle here. A bit more kind of colour to sort of just make that a little bit more precise. Let's see. Just pushing that back to where it was. Every little bit. That's it. So I'm just going to go round with that brush. Just getting these bits, just with what's on the actual brush. Like that. Should just make it a bit more. That's better. Right, so my large block again, can't think of the word. And then put it on the right way, surely. So what I want to do is to just pop this in the middle, like that. So just pick that up. That's it. And we're just going to use some black VersaFine. We're just going to pop that into the middle, like so. So I'll just give it a wee push down. And then off we come. And isn't that just lovely? I think that's so pretty. So pretty. Now, what I want to do is, so you can have it like that, or you can do another one. So I've got another piece of card. So that's my first one. So another piece of card, the same size. And then I'm going to do it again, so I'm going to have to wipe this because I don't want to do it in green, I want to do it in a different colour. So I'll just quickly give this a wipe with some wipes as such. I'll wipe with some wipes. Fine. There we go. And so this time I'm going to use let me think, what colours will I use? I'm going to use this one, which is Blueprint Sketch, and I think Salvage Patina. Okay. But this time I'm just going to use half of the stencil, so it's only going to come just kind of there. Okay, and I'm not going to hold it again, I'm just going to use it as is. I'll pop this out the way just now. You can see that first one I've did. So let's start with some Blueprint Sketch first. And as I say, I'm just going to kind of do half of it, like so. And then another sort of wee bit down here, and a small bit in that corner. Okay, And then just pick that up and get my other brush, which I should think is fine for. Let's get Savage Patina now, and hopefully that stayed in the same place. I think it has. Might have moved very slightly. That's us. Right, so that's quite nice as well. And this time what I'm going to do is just a similar thing. Put that up there and put that up there. I'm going to use actually the Nocturne this time. Not Nocturne, Twilight I meant to say, on this one. And I'm just going to pop it on. Oh, well, that's where it's going now. I didn't mean to do that. I hope it's not smudged too much. That's okay. Could have been a bit better, but that's okay. We'll leave it as that. So that's two like that. So the next thing I want to try and do with the same stamp set and stencil is, I'll give it a wee wash. Again, is to actually stick my finger in it. What's new? Just rub that off as well. Is to actually get another piece of this card, and I'm going to right, what am I going to do? So I'm going to just take that off just now. I'm going to stick that onto here, and I'm going to colour it in with some mustard seed and some, what's that? Mustard seed and, where is it? Mowed lawn. Where's mowed lawn? Ah, I had a second there. Mowed lawn and some mustard seed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that over like that onto there. Don't need to put it on there, surely. Right, and then I'm going to use this mustard seed as well, and I need to put some more of that mowed lawn now because it will be all. Oh. Right, let's see if this works, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it with some water. Where's my water? Way up there as well. Thought I brought it back to the table. Excuse me a minute, folks, while I get this water. Oh, right. I'm going to just spray this like that. And then just pop that on there, like that. And then we get that kind of background as well. So you can do that with any stencil. This was just me showing you another way to use it. So you can actually do it any way, any other stencils. It's just another way to kind of make a background using water and water reactive inks like Distress Oxides or any water. So that's quite nice. So just wipe that up now and just give that a bit of a dry as well, because it'll be wet. So I'll just put that on here. I've got another piece. So I'm just going to give this a little bit of a dry and then I'll be back. Right, so I've done that, I've come back, so that looks quite nice. I think that looks cool. I'm pleased with that, my first one. My second one, yeah, it doesn't quite stamp as much, but that's okay, that doesn't matter. So, I've got another piece of card here. But first of all, before I do it, I want to do this stamp, excuse me, again on here, because I'm using both the stamps and the stencil. So this time I'm just going to pop these away up here. I like to try and keep my space quite tidy. I'm going to use this nice one that I brought, a lilac bloom, and I'm going to put it on top of this just for a wee difference. And I'm going to just pop it off to the side like that. Just give it a wee press down. So that's another way of doing it as well. There's lots of different ways. I just really wanted to show you this stamp as well. And then this time, what I thought I'd do was, oops, don't do that, Shirley. So I've got these three. This one, what I thought I would do was I would, let's just put this away for a minute, was so trying to think what I'm actually trying to do now. I forgot. Yeah, I was just going to stamp this and then colour it in. So it could just be used on its own without the stencil. Just going to pop it to that side slightly. There we go. It's just a gorgeous stamp, isn't it? Chuck that in the bin, so put that to the side. So what I thought I'd do was I'd just add some finishing touches to these. So I'm going to colour this in with some alcohol markers. So I'm going to just start with the darker colour. So this colour is lavender, and it is quite a dark colour. So I'm just going to flick up from the bottom, because that would be quite dark in there. So just flick up like that from the bottom. And then the same probably here, a little bit flicking up, and this bit too, probably. Here, and then we've got the next colour is pastel violet. We've got dark light violet. Let's see what that's like, because I have got a few other colours. That might be, this one's okay. So what I tend to do is always put the sort of darker colour down first and then just go over with the lighter sort of colours. Can add some of the other colours as well. There's a few bit I don't necessarily have a way of doing it necessarily. That one's a bit of a different colour from the rest, so probably wouldn't use that one actually. That one's pastel violet. What's this one? Pale. I don't know what that's. Yeah, that's okay. So yeah. And then I just go over them all and blend it all in. And then that seems to kind of work for me. You may have a way of doing it, and that's absolutely fine. You do it your way, but you know, I don't profess to be a brilliant colorist or anything. I just do what I think looks nice. But I think laying down the darker colour first is always the way to go. Well, certainly for me anyway. So there we go. That's pretty. And let's see what else we can add. So we want some sort of very cool sort of green colours as well. So I'm wondering, I'm just thinking as a different thing to do. I've got some luscious powder as well. What I might do on top of this, once I've, so what I want to do first in the middle is just to put, kind of do some more black dottage in the middle, just to kind of fill that bit in a bit. Okay, that's fine. Black pen's nearly out. Right, and then excuse me, I've got this luscious powder, which I love. I do love luscious powder. And if I just put a little spritz of water in the top of here, I can make a little paint with it. I could probably even use some of the stuff that's in there. So I've put some more in. So this is luscious powder from Indigo Blue, and it's copper greenness. So what I was thinking was I could just do a little bit of painting with that green. That brush is probably too big for really what I want to do. So that's another way you can use this as a paint. It's another way of just colouring in. It's quite a big brush, that really. But so far so good. It seems to be working. I've got another smaller one there actually if I want to try it. It's very fine, which is probably better actually for some of these much smaller leaves. So this will just dry like any other medium, and it'll have a nice shimmer to it. But you'll see lots of other colours within the copper green, because it's got lots of different kind of colours that are in it. It's not just green, you will see that. There's that wee stem there, so that is really quite pretty, I think. And I mean, I could do that with all of them if I wanted. I could even just do some that leaves green and not colour the flower in necessarily in this one. It's just about doing what makes you happy, really, isn't it? I definitely think so. Because I think if you think about things too much and don't enjoy it, what is the point, really? What's the point in doing any of it if it's not going to please you? What's the point? If you're just doing it for other people, no, don't think that's the point of it, is it? Oh, that's gone over, but that doesn't matter, I don't suppose. So that's another way of colouring. That's quite pretty. So let's just put this one away. So just give the top a bit of a wipe, because I don't want it to go all damp inside. And I've got lots of other colours. So I've got this nice kind of peachy colour, which is really nice. This is called Cheeky Peach, not Cherry Peach. Cheeky Peach. So we could do some Cheeky Peach. So we could do exactly the same. Just a few sort of bits off. Just give this a wipe. Probably won't use, oh will, because it's the, so just take a bit out onto your brush. It'll cling to the brush, and then just mix it in like that. And then I'm going to do the flower now. So because I've stamped it with VersaFine quick drying ink, it won't bleed, you won't get a bleed, or you shouldn't get a bleed. I'm going to put a wee bit more of this in. So just, and kind of like watercolour, you could go back in again over the top if you want it to be a bit more, a bit deeper. But that's quite nice, I'm quite happy with that. Now I've just realised I haven't filled in all the leaves there, but I can go back and do that. So that is another way as well. So there's two that are done with the Luscious powders. And then we'll do one more. There's the last two, I should say, not one more. But just make sure if you do use the top, the lid off your powder, just to dry out. I don't go pushing it back in when it's wet. So let me think. So I've got these two, and I really like them. They're nice. Oh, and then I've got these two. So this one was more mixed media, I would say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my, where's that other stencil? That wasn't a stencil, I have another stencil here today because we were using it earlier. Let's, yeah, this one. Let's just put, I've got, we're using this thing. Where is it? Put it away. We were using this stencil actually. And this All in Create stamp, so I might just use them as well for this one. So we might use the Visible Image wall one because that's quite good. So to make this, I'll pop that there. I'm going to do something with it in a minute. So I'm going to just get some, it's going to be a bold card. I'm going to get some, where is it? I had it for my tag. Oh, goodness sake. There, I think it was this one, Crackling Campfire. I think I did have that. So That's going to be really bright. So just put wee bits where you want them to be. So you can really do anything with things and make them just the way that you fancy. If you fancy a bit of something, do it. I mean, obviously you can use paste with this as well, but I wasn't really thinking of doing that, so that's that as well. Another way you can kind of add stuff in as well is just by adding what's this one? Other stencils and things as well. No, it's not that one. Where's the other stencil? There. So, or actually it's here. So you can just add, this is a Null and Create one. Can't remember the name of it, but that is one I got a while ago. So you can obviously pop that onto a block or not, you don't have to, and then add some colour, and I think I'm going to just do a little bit on the bottom there. I've not put it on the whole stamp because I don't want it on the whole stamp, and I could just use it without the block, but so then you can add that to your, if you want, and then you could just use any stamp, and then you could also add lots of pastes and things, but I'm just showing you a few things that I've got using the stamps and the other thing as well. So that could quite easily be a what do you call it, a mixed media type thing. Then you could also do, where's that? These are just things I have on the table. So you could also do some crackle paste onto that as well. So crackle paste here, which I've got. Getting my little spatula here. That's actually a big spatula, it's not a little one. So that's another thing you could do, is put, you don't even need to put it through you could just actually put a bit down there like that, a bit there, and because I think it's transparent, opaque, that will, you still would see the design through, I think. Just put a little bit on there, and then once this is dried, you can actually put other colours and they would resist, you know, that sort of thing as well. They would resist a bit. So yeah, there's lots of different things you can do. These are just a few of them, so that would just kind of work out as a mixed media type thing. I'll just put that over there because I'll need to clean it. So if you are using stuff like crackle paste or any paste, I would wash my things right away. I wouldn't leave them because they end up just getting into a mess. So that's that. That was the first one. That was that one just on its own, which was done just basically the stencil. This was the half. So for this one, what I'm going to do is just add some glossy accents to it, if I can get the thing off. So I'm just adding some glossy accents to the floral bit probably the whole piece, because then that'll just, you'll see the actual stamped image behind it. Oh, I have got more. I did buy some more, but you would see that. Come on, out you come. See this behind. You could just go over the leaves like so. And yeah, so it was just 4 sort of similar but different ways with the Spiral Stencil from Honeydew Crafts and the Mystical Bouquet from Honeydew Crafts as well. Don't know if we're going to manage to get it. I think that's that one finished. So yeah, so I'll put these on my social media and you can see them finished. That one's got a bit of a mess on it. And yes, do let me know your thoughts, and thanks so much for watching. See you soon. Bye.